All right, hey, good morning, Plaza Middle School. Your friendly neighborhood counselors here, and kind of an exciting time of year. We are going to talk a little bit about 7th grade class selection. You guys this year will have the opportunity to pick your encore classes when you go into 7th grade. So we're going to walk you through that process. Your teachers, if they haven't already, will be handing out enrollment sheets here, and then we'll explain how that whole process is going to work. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Mathis.
All right. I am super excited. This is some of my favorite time during the year. You are going to be a 7th grader soon, and you get some choice in what classes you take next year. So this is very cool. This is also very important that you listen very carefully, okay? On your packets look like this, and we have it up on the screen behind me. That's how it should look for you. If you notice in the upper, thank you, Mr. Mo, in the upper right hand corner right here, student ID label, okay? That is important information because what's right there? It should say your name, it should say your current team, and then it should say what school you're going to. You should either be going to Congress or Lakeview, all right? Raise your hand if you're going to Congress. Look around. Look at your friends going to Congress. Awesome. Okay, raise your hand if you're going to Lakeview. Very cool. Okay, so that, if you have any questions about your next school, you can come down and ask us, but that is where we have you going as of your address right now, okay? Also, right here, and I'm going to come kind of up closer because I feel like that works a little bit better for me. Right here I have highlighted your due date, okay? Online enrollment, what happens is we will have you fill out this sheet. You fill out just this sheet. You hand this sheet back into your home-based teacher on or before February 29th, okay? So that's next Monday. If I were you, I'd take it home, show mom and dad, give it back to your home-based teacher tomorrow morning so you can be done, okay? So it must be turned in by February 29th, but please turn it in before then so you don't forget or miss the deadline. Then what happens after you turn in your sheet, then during Life Ed, we actually go and online we enroll your choices that you've made, okay? So that's kind of how that works. Speaking of your choices, this sheet has specific directions. The directions are easy. All you have to do is follow them, okay? The directions say you need to pick your top 4 choices, okay? Your top 4 choices, you're going to put an X in front of each choice, okay? So if you have 4 choices, how many X's should you have? 4 X's, all right? There is an exception of band and orchestra. You'll see there are 2 spaces in between band and orchestra. So that means that they're going to constitute 2 of your 4 X's because they're all year long, okay? So you should have a total of 4 X's. Next, the other thing that I wanted to point out was foreign language. Look over at foreign language. I'm going to come close so you can see it. Foreign language. Right behind foreign language, it says choose one. Okay? So you may not choose both French and Spanish. You need to choose one of those. You need to choose either French or Spanish. All right? Those are just kind of the rules. Other than that, there are really no rules. You get to pick the 4 that you want. Obviously, you're going to decide between band and orchestra. You're going to choose one, band or orchestra, if you want that. If you don't, that's fine. Choose anything you want. You could do band and choir. You could do orchestra and choir, all right? There are really no rules besides you can only choose one foreign language, and if you're doing band or orchestra, you need to decide between the 2. All right, at the very bottom, you will see the very important signature spot. You need to sign this, and also your parents need to sign this. You must have signature, okay? Once you're done, you just take the sheet off, you hand it in. It's that easy to your home-based teacher on or before February 29th. All right, flip to the next page in your packet. And as I'm talking, it's totally cool if you have a pencil in your hand, you want to circle stuff to remind you, okay? Next page in your packet is just a letter to your parents explaining what I'm telling you right now, okay? Important information I want to highlight. It's already in bold for you, so enrollment forms are due on or before next Monday, okay? If you you are not going to be coming to Park Hill next year, we are going to miss you. We are going to wish you well, but we also want to know that for enrollment. So if you're not coming to Park Hill, you simply just write, I am moving to Texas. All right, I'm moving to Florida. I'm going to lay on the beach. Okay, wherever you're going, you write that on the form, and you still hand that back in so we know why you did not enroll. Okay. And then the other, if you lose this packet and you're like, oh, I need another copy, or your parents want to see it online, whatever, you can go to our Plaza website. All this information is on our Plaza website. Okay, that's that sheet. Let's go to the third page, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Mo. You're doing a good job keeping up with me. All right, third page looks like this. Third page has enrollment information. Now, you're automatically enrolled in math. Sorry, guys, that's not an option. You're automatically enrolled in your core classes, okay? So that's why they're not on here for choices. These are the classes you get to choose between, okay? So read the descriptions about them. Mr. Calvin's going to talk later how you can find even more information about them. I'm not going to go over every description about them because you're all there and you can read them with your parents. I do want to point out just that some have a little asterisk in front of them and some do not. And it explains right up here at the top in the paragraph what that asterisk means, okay? Courses that have an asterisk represent encores. They call them encores next year instead of exploratories, that have both a 7th and 8th grade curriculum. So you'll be able to take them both in 7th grade and in 8th grade, okay? If they don't have that fancy little star in front of them, they're just offered during 7th grade, okay? So if that helps you to kind of make your decision on when you're picking, pay attention to those asterisks. Okay, I think that's it for me. Mr. Calvin's going to fill you in on some more fun stuff. Congratulations, soon-to-be 7th graders.
All right, thanks, Ms. Mathis. Just a couple more. I know she's talked a little bit about the course descriptions. A couple of things I just wanted to add is, as you look at the course descriptions, just pay attention to which classes are the new classes. Like if you look at the where's my hand? There you go, very top, like art obviously is art. You guys have had that. It's going to be, they do slightly different things, but it's going to be fairly similar to the art class that you had before, okay? So as you look through, I want you to kind of focus on that. Like the second one down, choir this year for our students was a club or an after-school activity. This year you can actually, or next year, sorry, as a 7th grader, you can actually take choir as a class. So that's a new one. Band and orchestra, we already talked about last week when we had the band and orchestra's visit. So I think you guys are familiar with that. But remember, those are a full year, but they are also a class built into the school day. Family consumer science, again, that's a class that you guys, similar to what you had this year. So that one you're going to be familiar with. The next two, all right, down here at the bottom, pay special attention to those. Design and modeling and automation and robotics. Those are like tech ed, but tech ed starts getting a little more specialized. So if you like tech ed, you actually have a couple choices there. So make sure you kind of pay attention to that, okay? Another thing to notice, some people didn't notice that this sheet is actually two-sided. All right, so if Mr. Mo can hit the button, I think I've got the second page on there too, but a lot of people don't bother to flip over and see there's more course descriptions on the back. All right, couple of others, French and Spanish. This year we had world cultures. We just wanted to introduce you to the idea of foreign language. But next year you actually can pick if you want to take French or Spanish. One thing to note on French, I think it didn't get listed on the actual enrollment sheet, but French is only offered at Congress. If you're going to going to Lakeview, French is not an option until you get to high school. Okay, so only sign up. Go ahead. You might want to mark that on your enrollment sheet right now. Highlight it. If you are going to Lakeview, do not sign up for French because the class does not exist. Okay, and then the last couple, computer applications, again is going to be similar to what you have with Mr. Johnson. Allison or Mr. Moe this year, just expanding on computer skills. And then the last two here, publications, that is going to be like yearbook and newspaper, all right? So kind of the J. Crew yearbook type kids. Publications is specifically dealing with that stuff, so those would be good classes for you. And then speech is just the art of public speaking. You actually have a class where you learn to prepare speeches and present a couple speeches in the class, okay? So again, you guys can read through everything, but wanted to highlight a couple of those things. And then we've got some more information. The next page is going to be the band and orchestra information. And I'm not gonna, I just want you to see what that looks like, but this all should have been covered already last week in the presentation. So we're gonna go ahead and move to the next sheet. And what we wanted you guys to see, I'm gonna move over here so I can see a little bit better. Because we want you guys to be educated consumers. Some of these classes, we want you to get exposed and really find out what you're signing up for. I hate it when I do enrollment and next week I'm talking with a kid and they're like, oh, I just picked one and I have no idea what it's about, okay? You have some real opportunities to do a little research. This is a clip of the Congress webpage, and on the Congress webpage, when you get there, if you go to Our People, as I've got highlighted there, and click down on the third one down, it says, I can't read it. Oh, classes, I believe. You can click on that, and it's actually going to bring up videos. Each individual Explo teacher has made a video describing what their class is like. So, Mr. Moe, if you can go to the next page, and if our hyperlink works, I picked, since French is a unique class that's only played in, or only at Congress, I picked the little video so we have an example of, and Mr. Smith's kind of funny, so I picked that one, but we're going to see if this will work and run so you can kind of see what the example.
Bonjour les élèves, je m'appelle Mr. Smith et je suis le prof de français at Congress Middle School. Hi Plaza and Congress students, my name is Mr. Smith. I'm the French teacher here at Congress Middle School. Look forward to having you in French class. We study many different things, especially how to study a foreign language. We study verbs, numbers, colors, time and date, cognates, food, drink, and many other topics, including cultures, customs, and history. I brought some examples of some of my student work from the past. I have some kids that did a really good job with ER verbs. You can see how they conjugate their ER verbs throughout these two examples, talking about SpongeBob SquarePants and Hunter Hayes. Also, I have some examples here of kids that worked on adjectives that describe themselves. They created a wordle using their computers. This one's in the shape of an elephant. And I'm really proud of all my students in the past, but I also look forward to having you here at Congress Middle School starting August 13th.
All right. Mr. Moe, if you can flip to the one of Lakeview as well. I know the audio is great on that, but wanted you guys to get the example. You can do the same thing on Lakeview. So every single class and every single teacher is going to have a little 30 to 60 second video that's going to explain what the classes are about. So during home base or during Life Ed sometime, if you have some time, that's a great spot as you're filling out your enrollment sheet or just before. I encourage you, get on there, see what your teachers look like, just get an idea of what the classes are about. But that's a great resource there to check some stuff out, okay? Because like I said, we really want you educated and we want you guys picking classes that you're truly going to enjoy and want to be a part of, okay? So that pretty much wraps it up. We're just going to, the last slide just has kind of our highlights and dates, and it's pretty much just repeating what Miss Mathis had said. Oh, that's just the screen of what the link for Lakeview looks like. And I'll get out of the way here. So enrollment dates, again, February 22nd is today. We're doing this broadcast, and then we want you to get those packets home. And remember, they're due next Monday, but due next Monday or before, so don't put it off to next Monday, okay? So the 29th or before, we want those in, and then starting next Monday as well on the 29th, we will be doing enrollment. So you'll turn those packets into your home-based teachers, and then you'll get those back when we do enrollment with you guys, and you'll actually be entering those selections into the computer, okay? So that's your 7th grade enrollment. Make sure you get those filled out and get them back in, and we look forward to seeing you in a week or two as you guys get to pick your classes. Thanks a lot, Plaza. Have a great day.